Okay, it looks like we are ready to get started. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. I like the pom-poms. I'm Roxanne Lerma, the Media Relations Director for the All-America City of Mission. It is certainly a pleasure to be here tonight as we make history and we officially break ground on the City of Mission's first ever all-inclusive park. Judging by the smiles that I see out there already, it is a great day in the City of Mission. This is a game changer. It's definitely going to boost the quality of life for all our Mission families, and we are extremely excited about that. Before we officially begin our program, I'd like to recognize our Mission City Council and some very special guests. Of course, our Mayor, Dr. Armando Caña. Councilman Ruben Plata. Our Councilwoman Nori Gonzalez Garza, Councilman Alberto Vela, our City Manager Randy Perez, our Assistant City Managers David Flores, JP Terrazas, and Ms. Aida Lerma. I'd also like to thank our State Representative Sergio Munoz Jr. for being with us. County Commissioner Precinct 3, Ever Villarreal. Members of our Capable Kids Foundation, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention our Sparks cheerleaders. And of course in Navy, our Parks Advisory Board, they're braving the heat over there. Our City of Mission All-Inclusive Committee. And I also see some members of our Lions Club, so thank you all so much for being with us today. I would now like to invite our Mayor, Dr. Armando Caña, for the official welcome remarks for the City of Mission.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Lerma. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Lions Park, and welcome to the All-American City of Mission, Texas. It has been a long wait to get here, but the good thing is we are here. Today is an emotional, exciting day for our city. We all played in this park, and we have great memories with our families and with our children. And many of you present here have done the same thing. And now we are taking it to the next level for our community. Having a park for all abilities is so important because all children deserve to have a safe place to play. I am so proud of the progress we have been making, and we're going to continue to make. This groundbreaking represents the culmination of a lot of hard work, and it marks the next step for our city and for the services for our city and for our community. This will be a very peaceful place, a place of happiness that all our residents can be proud of. I can assure you that the resources we are using are well invested, since this park aims to promote family values and healthy recreation. I am counting the days until our ribbon cutting, and I cannot wait to see our families gathered in this park. We want this place to be for everyone, all inclusive. We hope the trails, the splash pads, and the playgrounds will be to your liking, and that you make beautiful memories here in the company of your families. Our goal is to make play fun, happy, and inclusive for all Mission children. because we are stronger together. Again, thank you for joining us today and being part of another chapter of Mission's story.
Thank you, Mayor. Next, I'd like to invite someone up to the podium that has been here every single step of the way, and that is our city manager, Mr. Randy Perez.
Thank you, Roxanne. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for being here on this historic day here in Mission. It truly is a blessing to be part of this community because this community collaboration is in its finest. We are making a dream into reality, and Mission first ever Ability Park will not only be accessible but all-inclusive. I want to start by thanking our mayor and city council for having the vision for projects such as these. And I want to thank the Parks Advisory Board for their time and effort and dedication to this project. And I definitely want to thank our staff because of so much work and planning has led to this day. We have had meetings after meetings to go over every detail of this park. This project will consist of 3 phases. Phase 1, which is the all-inclusive part. Phase 2 would encompass the community center area, and Phase 3 is the newly acquired properties that the City of Mission has purchased to a little over an acre or so. The Phase 1 of the all-inclusive part will have many amenities for everyone to enjoy and include. It includes an all-inclusive play area, a toddler area, a splash pad area, bike training area, a bank shot basketball area, which is very unique here in the area. We'll be the only ones to have a bank shot basketball area. Basketball courts, exercise areas, walking trails, and a large pavilion with a kitchen for family gatherings, with plenty of shade canopies around the park along beautiful landscaping and architecture. The equipment was specially chosen to accommodate the variety of disabilities from wheelchair users to those children with sensory needs. The new inclusive play space will add thousands of square feet of sensory-rich features that enable children to develop physically, socially, and emotionally. Every child will be able to maneuver through here, and that's so important because outdoor play stimulates speech, cognitive skills, fine motor skills, social skills, and more efficiently than any other method of instruction. This place will also promote self-empowerment and creative play for all, while allowing children with disabilities to play safely along piers and enjoy with their families. We couldn't be prouder of Mission's first all-inclusive playground, and we are certainly glad to see everyone here today to be part of this remarkable project. I would like to take the opportunity to thank our partners who have contributed to this park financially. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department has awarded the City of Mission a grant of $1.5 million for this project. Precinct 3 Commissioner Ever Villarreal has committed to contribute approximately $400,000 that will go towards construction of the large pavilion with the kitchen area. Thank you. I want to thank the Parks Advisory Board, the Mission Lions Club for their contributions as well to this park. They've held fundraisers and contributed to this park as well. And several private donors that we have throughout our community that generously contributed to this project. An endless thanks to everyone who has donated and supported this vision. We look forward to a solid partnership and commitment from our local school districts because at the end of the day, our kids from our community school districts are beneficiaries for this project. I am hopeful for additional partners to join this initiative as well. We hope the community embraces and enjoys this exciting new play area. May God bless our beautiful city of Mission, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy, and again, a big round of applause to all our donors, guys. Couldn't do it without them. Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome up to the podium our Mayor Pro Tem, Ms. Jessica Ortega.
Good evening, and thank you, everyone. Got a lot of familiar faces. Thanks for being here this evening. This is probably has to be definitely one of the proudest projects I have been a part of since I've been an elected official, and it's a proud moment for all of us Missionites here in Mission. We've been waiting a very long time for this groundbreaking, and I hope this area will be an inspiration to us all. All kids are created equal with the same desire and the need to play, and most of us adults too will probably be here at this park playing alongside them. Play that challenges and inspires them physically, supports them and stimulates them, and it helps them build emotional and social connections. We want all our families to come here to interact and play together. When children are playing, they're able to improve their language, social skills, and also motor skills. Children who engage in free play are healthier and have a higher self-esteem. That's why it's so important that structures accommodate children of all abilities and developmental stages. Our new all-inclusive Lions Park should be a place for children to come together and learn from each other. Inclusive playgrounds build memories and interactions, which leads a true feeling of community. Choosing to create an inclusive play space was a priority for the council and myself because it benefits the entire community, because it recognizes everyone as an important member who should be valued. One of the biggest things we can do as a public servant is take care of our children. That's what we are doing here today, and it will create a lifetime of memories for all of our Mission families. I look forward to a strong partnership with our school districts, Mission, Sharyland, and La Jolla ISD, since they'll be benefiting tremendously from this park, and I want to thank all our donors, as Randy mentioned today, and the future donors of this park, because I'm sure once they see it going up, everybody's going to want to be a part of it. For a Mission moving forward, I want to sincerely thank our Parks and Rec Board. I know I saw a bunch of you today. Thank you so much. City staff, and particularly our Parks Department, for all their hard work and dedication to make this happen today. And thank you for being here, for being part of Mission's legacy. I'm proud of our progress and excited for our future, because in Mission, we are definitely stronger together.
Thank you, Jessica. And now to our next speaker, our councilman for Place 2, Mr. Ruben Plata.
Thank you very much for joining us as we celebrate an investment that we're making right in the center of Mission. We know that this is something that is going to improve the quality of life. I've been serving the council for several years, and I've still had the hardest time to understand that there's a lot of red tape in government. But I feel like this is something that needed to be done as soon as possible. This is not a luxury, this is a need. This is something that is very, very much needed in this part of town. And we hope that more cities really learn from this and take a lead and help us in creating more of this park throughout the whole Rio Grande Valley. I am very glad that we as a council have consensus in investing in this project. All I want to ask the state and the commissioner, send us the money, we'll put it into good use to make sure that this park don't take forever. I don't know what is the approximate time to finish it. You know, you have I like deadlines. If you don't have no deadlines, you never accomplish anything. Do you agree? Do we have a deadline? Let's put the pressure on some of these people. Who's going to be there? Where is our engineer? Where is Charlie? The architect. How long is it going to take? We got to tell them. 8 to 12 months. So maybe we can do it in 9 months. Okay? So, if you don't put pressure, things don't get done, right? So please help us and come by here almost every day and say a blessing for this place, because we know it's going to be a blessing to so many people. Spiritually, physically, emotionally. This is a great investment for the city of Mission. So once again, thank you for supporting us. And thank you to my fellow council members and mayor that we met meeting after meeting with several different committees, and we were so anxious to really have this ceremony. And thank you for the state. I mean, and we are such a blessed and rich country. So thank you for the state for believing in us and working with us and cooperating to make this park a reality. God bless you, and God may continue blessing the city of Mission.
Thank you, Mr. Plata. No pressure, but we have a timeline now. Next up to the podium, our councilman for Place 4, Mr. Beto Vela.
Good afternoon. What an exciting day for the City of Mission as we break ground for the city's first all-inclusive park. Let me start by stating that it is an honor for me to serve with the mayor and council who feel strongly to enrich the lives of those with special needs and disabilities in our community. It is my goal that we lay a foundation and send a message to the community that we as a council are sensitive to those who are challenged and live with disabilities every day. The all-inclusive park shall serve as a recreational facility to provide for a better quality of life for all. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the first phase of this major project for those with special needs in Mission. Thank you.
Thank you, Beto, and I know this is near and dear to your heart. You've been pushing really hard for it. Next up, a man who really needs no introduction in our area, our state representative, Sergio Munoz Jr.
Good afternoon or good evening, and first of all, I just want to say thank you to the mayor and the city council, and really to the city of Mission just for allowing us to be a part of this project and really reinforce the commitment of the state in investing not only in our communities but making sure that we create opportunities for our children, because really as parents at the end of the day that's what we want. We want the best for them, and this is no different. And Mr. Plata, I know you put a little bit of pressure on our engineer architect. I think 9 months can probably be 6, right? If they work a little bit harder. So, and the only reason I say that is because we are all excited to see this come to fruition and to really be put in place here for the community, and that's extremely important. We know it's going to bring many joyous moments and smiles to all of the families here, not only the city of Mission, but to our surrounding communities. So for us, on behalf of the state, we want to work to continue to bring more investment and work with Parks and Wildlife to allow for these competitive grants to be given to our cities to create these opportunities for all the people that live here. So thank you once again for allowing us to be a part of this. May God bless each and every one of you and your families, and may God continue to bless the great state of Texas. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Now, as mentioned before, we could not have done this without help from a 50-50 grant from Texas Parks and Wildlife. Please welcome the superintendent from Benson State Park, Mr. O.J. Carranco.
Good afternoon. Hello. First, I'd like to introduce myself again. My name is O.J. Carranco. I'm the site superintendent at Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park. Right here in Mission, Texas, I'm accompanied by my colleague, Jose Salinas. He's a lead maintenance ranger. And all we do is help conserve and manage the facilities and grounds of the park. We're not game wardens. So I wasn't really involved in all the legwork that was, as I'm now seeing, was really involved with the City of Mission and the Parks program. That was in large part due to Suzanne Sharp, our local park grant coordinator. So we can just give a hand for Ms. Susan Sharp. However, I am here to represent Texas Parks and Wildlife and our partnership with the local community. So I do have a few thank yous to go around. So thanks, City of Mission for the partnership and the responsible stewardship, Texas Parks and Wildlife and federal funding. The grant for Lions Park is provided by the Federal Land and Water Conservation Fund. This is a federal program signed into law by fellow Texan President LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, in the 1960s. We are excited to partner with the city and look forward to seeing the improved recreational opportunities for people with disabilities. The features here will invite children to play with their able-bodied peers even in hot summer months. Texas Parks and Wildlife Department loves to see local governments provide resources for outdoor recreation in their communities. We want to thank local political representation for their support of the Land and Water Conservation Fund, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, and the local park grant program. This includes U.S. Congressional Representative Henry Cuellar supported Great American Outdoors Act. Texas Parks Representative Sergio Munoz Jr. is a supporter of the local park grant program. Texas Senator Chuy Hinojosa, longtime supporter of the local park grant program. Texas Representative for other parts of Mission, Representative Oscar Longoria and Bobby Guerra also support the program, and we help them. Mayor Ocaña and City Manager Randy Perez for their support and stewardship of local grant dollars. And the parks and grant staff, Mr. Brad Benson and Mr. Michael Elizalde for working with Texas Parks and Wildlife staff. Thank you. So I'm the most recent park superintendent. I was promoted October 1, so I'm pretty new to managing the park, but I was in a similar capacity for a year and a half. I just found out that our partner right here, Mr. Brad Benson's grandfather, was the first superintendent at Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park, so some interesting family ties and history there. I would personally just want to thank you all for having us. This is an incredible turnout, and it's good to see our agency fulfilling the mission of partner and stewardship. We want to encourage you all to go out to Benson after y'all have your fun here. We hope to see some Spark cheerleaders there. Speaking of all inclusivity and the ADA accessibility, Texas Parks and Wildlife is putting that right up there with any other priority with our agency. So I am more than comfortable to argue that our facility is one of the most ADA accessible facilities in the state. So you'd be surprised, at least in my short 5 years, whether interacting with people on the shuttle or people checking in front, they've lived here in Benitas and Palmview and Benson and right here in Mission for 30 plus years, and they don't know that there's a whole nature space available for them. So me and my colleague are here. We're public servants. We're here to serve you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just let us know, and we'll be proud to help and support you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carranco. And if you haven't been out to Benson State Park, you definitely need to get out there. Little known fact, that was my first job ever at the age of 16. I was an entrance fee collector there, and I worked with Tony's dad, so say hi to him for me. I would now like to invite our Precinct 3 Commissioner, Ever Villarreal, up to the podium. As we've said, we can't do it without a lot of folks, and he's definitely one of them.
How are you all doing today? It's a beautiful day in Mission. Seeing all of you, it's just so amazing. Thank you for showing up. It just truly shows how much you care. A couple of months ago, council member Mr. Beto Vela called me for a meeting. And I didn't know what it was about. He wanted to talk to me about a project. So I go to the office there in the C building, and she sits me down. He has an architect and the mayor. And he said, well, we need your help. We would appreciate for you to, help us with our park. And, obviously I didn't know what my budget was. And like Councilmember Plata says, it's a bunch of red tape everywhere. It's hard. It's hard to get money and to do what you want to do, even though it's a right thing to do. So, I was a little bit concerned on the outside because they didn't seem so excited how my expression was on the outside. But I have a confession to make. On the inside, as soon as the building, I looked to Martin and said, Chingüeto Martin, there is no way we are not going to be a part of this. This is an amazing thing for our area, for our families, for our children, for our precinct. This is the first time ever our children with all of any ability are gonna be able to play side by side with their peers. I wanna thank our mayor and our council members for placing inclusiveness a priority. So thank you very much. And thank you for this amazing partnership, and we are stronger together. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you, Commissioner. So, there's a lot of people that contributed, and this definitely couldn't be possible without our amazing Parks and Rec staff. It's going to take very long hours, lots of hard work to transform this park, and the person that's going to be leading that charge is our Parks Director, Mr. Brad Benson. At this time, I'd like Brad to say a few words, and he's going to be introducing us to some key people that are involved in our all-inclusive park.
Thank you, Roxanne. You know, Commissioner, I clearly remember that first meeting with you. I think you were in office, what, maybe 30 days? But they told me you were walking in with a blank check, empty checkbook. Anyway, thank you for your support. Anyway, good afternoon and welcome to Mission Lions Park, a park that I grew up in, having birthdays in and playing baseball in, and maybe even getting in a fist fight or two out here. But you know what? Through it all, I learned a few things. But you know, what's more near and dear to my heart beyond this park is this morning during my devotional time, I actually started reading the book of Proverbs again. Anybody has kids, you don't know how to handle them, go to Proverbs. But anyway, reading Proverbs 1, verses 1 through 4, the words of Solomon from son of David, king of Israel. It starts with gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, in doing what is right, what is just, and what is fair, for giving prudence for those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young. I couldn't help but to find it fitting to be in a park where my mom and dad brought me for parties and teach me how to play ball. All the teaching, all while teaching me how to grow up, gaining wisdom and instruction. But today, this is all about breaking barriers and changing the game for some that have for years been left on the sidelines or even left behind. For over a decade, more communities have been striving for greater inclusion, ensuring people of all ages and all abilities can get involved in recreation, sports, fitness, and of course fun. Disabilities are most common among older adults, but the CDC reported in March of 2021 that more than 3 million young children, this is 4.3% of our population under the age of 18 and in the United States, had a disability in the year of 2019. To be truly inclusive, communities must do all that they can to ensure that children of all abilities have equal access to education, recreation, and all other resources. This playground here is a great place to start. The American Disability Act, ADA, went a long way towards getting communities to focus on providing access to the playground for those in wheelchairs. However, inclusion must go further than that to ensure that all children of all abilities will gain all the physical, development, cognitive, and social benefits of the play experience. Today's groundbreaking is just an icebreaker of what to come for the City of Mission and for Mission Parks and Recreation. I do want to thank you all for coming out today and joining us. But before I do that, I know there's been so many thank yous and so many people recognized, but I would like to take a moment to thank the Park for Golf Course and their board for sharing in partnership with us for a portion of their grounds over here. Thank you. I won't name them because I know Tony's going to name them, but anyway, thanks for the Parks and Recreation Board. I've got a very exciting Parks and Recreation Board. I am so blessed to have these guys. Every one of them has a different aspect, a different look on different sports. Councilman Vela, again, I want to thank you. Leadership Mission, thanks for coming out. Y'all always help on different projects. And I'd also like to thank the All-Inclusive Committee again. Thank you. But before I leave from this point, I want to remind y'all or tell y'all we have a video going over here. It's a rolling video. It shows some of the playground features that we'll be offering out here. But at this time, I find it with great pleasure to introduce my longtime friend, Tony Guerrero. Tony grew up and lived off and on Mission for about 50 years now. He's been involved with Parks and Recreation for 16 years, and currently Tony is serving as chairman of the board for Mission Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. He's a graduate of Mission High School, attended Pan American University, and graduated from the University of Texas in San Antonio with a bachelor's degree in business. I have to admire this about him, though. He's got 33 years officiating high school and college football. I don't know how you do it. He's married to his beautiful wife, Zelda. Thank you for coming out and joining us today. For 21 years now. And together they have 2 children. One is a doctor of physical therapy in San Antonio, and the other daughter is a sophomore at Texas A&M, the University of Texas. Whoop! And with that being said, I'd like to welcome you and have y'all welcome Tony Guerrero, please.
All the way up. Before we start, I really want to introduce my Parks Board. The senior member of our Parks Board, Voss. Javier Longoria. Jesus Mendiola. Mark Minton. And Maggie Guajardo. What makes this park board so unique is that we have yet to vote on anything. Everything is done by consensus, and the only question we ask, is it good for the kids? Is it good for the children of Mission and the surrounding area? And that's what makes us fight hard. Thank you so much, guys and girls. If Father Snipes was here, the one statement in opening all his statements, he says, it's a great day in the hood. And this is the hood. And this is the hood that I grew up in. That white house, brown house over there. I grew up there all my life. Well, 12 years in Edinburgh, then we moved over here. And Lions Park was an integral part of my life, especially when my dad or mom were looking for me. The investment the city has made into this park is tremendous in time. Back when we were talking about this about 8 years ago, it was just a dream. And I would talk to my dad, because I would take care of my dad on Saturday and Sundays. And I would tell him what we were thinking about doing. And I said, I wonder if we can get the golf board to agree on giving us parts of 2 holes. He said, you won't have any problem with the golf board. I'll talk to him. Well, every week I'd go back and he said, what have you done? What have you done? Son, if you don't start on the project, you'll never get it done. So I lost Dad January 2nd of this year. And I just wish he would have been here today and in 8.5 months when we open this place. We knew that it was going to be a big investment, and when I came to our board and to the staff of the Parks and Recreation, because this bunch is the hardest working men and women that I've ever been associated with. This staff is second to none. Brad, I don't know what you do, but you do such a good job. I don't think they learned that Brad knew more Spanish than them until he was working there 3 days. But it was amazing. We put a challenge out to us that we would invest, our board would invest the first $10,000 into this project. I didn't have money. If I had gone home and told my wife that, she would have shot me. So the staff came up to it and said, let's have a golf tournament. we'll invite 70 people. Well, the problem is 130 people showed up. Thank you all very much for showing up. The 10,000, and along with big help from the staff, George Chapa and Pete Lopez, the tournament was a tremendous success. We raised the initial $20,000 for this park from the Parks Board. We've had a lot of parks in the last 7, 8 years. I've been involved in most of the parks. The tennis park, that was interesting. I was told you're crazy, Tony. Tennis, Mission, tennis park, $1.8 million investment. Guys, we can't keep people off the courts over there. It's a tremendous investment we made into the city.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. The aquatic park at Banworth, and then the rebuilding of the gymnasium to include 6 classrooms. That was done during the park's tenure. The Banworth Boys and Grove Club addition. The Banworth and the Inspiration Road Park, Dog Park. And then the hike and bike trail. There's no other hike and bike trail that in the valley that comes close to what we have here in Mission. Mission are thinkers, they're doers, they're dreamers, and we build strong foundations here in Mission to support those dreams, and that's what becomes a reality. Guys, what you see now, in 8.5 months will be totally different. I thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Tony. Tony, you remind me, I always kind of slip by the people that are closest to me. Park staff, Pete, George, Pete, Claudia, Rick, guys, thank you. Appreciate working with you. Thanks for putting up with me. I know there's so much to say and so much to do, and I know I need to step it up a little bit. Maybe I should cut down on some of my bios. But I'd like to introduce you to Melissa Pulido-Piscina. The first day I met her was about 2 years ago, and seriously, we sat across from the desk from each other, and I think we cried for about 30 minutes. I mean, the need was here. It's Marissa. It's just pushed it. And she didn't even have to push it. She just said, "Let's go." As we discussed the need for inclusive play activities for the children, for the adults alike, not only here but also in the Rio Grande Valley. Marissa is a speech language pathologist and inclusive play specialist. Marissa, don't you start crying again. Marissa's been a part of the inclusive program in the Rio Grande Valley as a therapist, advocate for, and co-founder of Capable Kids Foundation. She currently designs inclusive playgrounds for children with all abilities grow, learn alongside one another. She consults with school districts to create more inclusive practices inside and outside the classroom. Through her 11-year career, she's been dedicated to creating an inclusive program where everyone is provided opportunity to become the best version of themselves. Thank you, Marissa. And believes that we can achieve this when inclusion is shared, and it's a common goal of our whole entire community, and I thank y'all for that. With that being said, please help me welcome Marissa Pulido-Piscina.
Good afternoon, everyone. Everybody's done such an amazing job on their speeches. So what an incredible opportunity we have to be a part of this chapter in our history. Today marks the beginning of a project that will shape us for generations to come. The creation of this playground will shatter stigmas and move us forward to a bias-free world we're desperately striving to create. A world where different is not less, where we look past labels and see a person full of capability if given the support and environment to succeed. This park's extensive planning and creative process have ensured that barriers will no longer prevent children access to their human right to play, which we all know is essential for physical, social, emotional, speech, and language development. Inclusive play specialists and your community have come together to thoughtfully select the equipment to ensure every child is able to engage in the fun. Beyond that, these inclusive features will allow adults with disabilities to bring their children to the playground and fully participate in the experience. This playground showcases a few features that make it, as Brad said, beyond accessible, ultra accessible. And I'll just share a bit of that. There's signage with American Sign Language, Spanish, and Braille to show that communication happens in different forms and promotes literacy. A safety coating that keeps surfaces cool to the touch, even when in direct sunlight, for our kids with neurological conditions who may not feel that they're getting burned. It handholds and back supports on specific locations to assist with kids with balance challenges. And a rubberized surfacing that ensure that no park is left off limits, whether you run, walk, or roll. And it's the first of its kind swing. It's an inclusive swing that is able to be right on the playground with all the other kids, and they can join in together if somebody is on a wheelchair or a walker. While all the details are essential, what they create is where the true beauty lies. Children with and without disabilities will come here to learn and grow up alongside one another in unity as their authentic selves. Everyone who experiences this place will learn a valuable lesson that though we are different, we all have value, and that even with our differences, we are better together. May this lesson transcend beyond the playground and be embedded into our culture as we look to a future full of opportunities for inclusion. As an inclusive play specialist, I wanted to sincerely thank Mayor Ocaña, the Mission City Council, Charlie Garcia with Archiform Architects, Brad, the Parks and Rec Board, Commissioner Ever, thank you so much, and Sergio Munoz, and the Texas Parks and Wildlife, and all other people who contributed to this. It is because of your leadership and contributions that we gather here, united with a vision for a more inclusive tomorrow. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Marissa. It is with a great pleasure that I'd like to introduce you now to Melanie Watson. Melanie is a physical therapist and a board-certified specialist in pediatrics. She is co-founder and president and board of directors of the Capable Kids Foundation. She and her fellow co-workers of Capable Kids started their organization in 2015 to improve the quality of life for children of the Rio Grande Valley with disabilities. Please help me welcome Melanie Watson.
Thank you. Like Marissa said, this is going to be a playground where all kids get to play together. And we have some amazing kids here for you. They're going to get lined up and they have a special performance for you. So we have the Sparks cheerleaders here today. We have Gareli, Lorenzo, Annalise, Viva, Andrea, Jackie, and Erika. And they're going to perform for you right now, get you fired up for this awesome groundbreaking ceremony. And I just wanted to add one more thing. One of the things that people sometimes say is a park for kids with disabilities fun for all kids? And the answer is absolutely. When it's designed right, all of our kids with disabilities want to go fast. They want to fly. They want to spin. They want to do all those things that normally is difficult for them. And with the right playground, all kids get to experience those amazing thrills together. So thank you again for having us. I also just want to say thank you to our board members here. We have Leroy Cadena, Lisa Rosales, board member and cheer coach right there. We have our program director, Alexis, and you met our co-founder, Marisa Pacina, as well. All right, let's welcome the Sparks.
Are we ready? Okay. 2 minutes. 4
Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Sparks cheerleaders. What a lively group. So much fun and joy in their faces. I could see the joy from behind with their smiles getting bigger. But this time I'd like to introduce and ask Chris Voss to come forward to offer a word of benediction for today's ceremony before we turn the dirt. Chris has been a good friend of mine. And he's been in Parks and Recreation in McAllen Mission for 45 years now, starting in 1976. Even
I look old, but I'm really young.
even though he bleeds orange, he is a very special friend of mine.
Very special. Can we pray? Holy Heavenly Father, the very name of this community and the city logo says, we believe in your church. And therefore we believe in you, and you are a God of love, and this is a park of love. And I pray, Father, that because we have visionary leadership, because we have a dedicated city staff, we're about to commence construction. And would you guide this construction so that it's done in 6 months? and Heavenly Father, being a God of love, let this be your park. And may you bless and protect forever and ever all of those who come to your park. I pray this prayer in the precious and powerful name of Jesus Christ. And everybody prayed, Amen.
Thank you, Chris and Brad, and to all of our speakers who had a hand in making today a possibility. Thank you for your patience. We know there was a lot of speakers, but there's a lot of hands in this project and a lot of love, so we get to recognize all of them. And now that we have our prayer, let's get to the other good stuff. I'd like Ms. Brenda Enriquez, President of the Greater Mission Chamber of Commerce, to join us as we finally get ready for the official groundbreaking of our all-inclusive park.
Thank you, Roxanne, and it's truly a privilege and honor to be part of this milestone, and thank you all for letting us be a part of this special day with you. On behalf of our board of directors, I know that we have our chairman of the board, Ms. Ronnie Ontiveros. Another one of our board directors, Sean Downey. All of our members, our business community, congratulations and thank you to everyone involved. All of our donors, we're really excited. Now, let's break some ground. So we can please have mayor, city council, our elected officials join us, and some of our VIPs from this project. Squeeze in. Come on, hi.
On the count of 3, please. 1, 2, 3.